Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Alignment Academy with Reema. And I am so excited for today's video because let's talk about Beyonce's new film. Because why not? It had so much juicy, amazing life advice in it and so many gems. So let's break it down. And a little bit about me. So I help women who feel stuck and unfulfilled and overworked and tired and burnt out and all of the things. I help them transform their lives into their most juicy, easeful, free, liberated, luxurious lives, because that's what women deserve. That's what we all deserve. And I absolutely love working with my clients and guiding them through that transformation. And if this resonates with you, definitely like this video, definitely subscribe to this channel. I'm building really beautiful community around this. I know so many of us are really growing and going through transformation and, really stepping into our full selves, our most beautiful selves. And what better way to do that than with other like-minded women? So definitely subscribe and, sign up for my newsletter to make sure you're staying updated on everything. But let's jump into it. And before we get into it, just a little bit of background on me and my relationship with music, in case you're like, why is she talking about music today? But it's just a huge part of who I am. I am such a music head. I am a nerd when it comes to music. I absolutely love it. It is just like my favorite form of art. I think this comes from my dad. My dad, when I was younger growing up, we had hundreds, if not thousands, of vinyls in crates in our basement, and we had the record player. My dad is just such a huge music head, and he loves so many different types of genres, and that was really passed down to me. Most of my favorite artists, honestly, are so like genre bending. I don't even know where they always fit, but I'm just such a music head. I love visuals. I can always find myself in a song. I'm really into like the lyrics, the melodies, everything. And I have, speaking of Beyonce, like I have the Decoded book over there on one of my bookshelves. So I love music. But today I saw the Beyonce film, and it just had so many gems in it and so much juicy life advice. So I was like, why not talk about it? It makes sense. So let's chat about it. And I did write down a few notes. Look at my notes, they look crazy. So I did write down a few notes before I hopped on here. But let's jump into it. So the first key takeaway that really stood out for me was just all about not only releasing perfectionism, but embracing the imperfections. Okay, so if you love Beyonce and you did not watch the movie and you want to watch it, this is going to have spoilers, so I suggest you pause it and you come back to it later, because I'm going to be breaking down, the gems I saw and talk a little bit about the film. And even if you aren't like a Beyonce fan and you didn't see the film, I feel like this is a really interesting video to still watch, just because a lot of the keys that I'm talking about, it was just really great life advice for anyone. And I really think it applies to any person that's just on their journey of, stepping into a truer version of themselves every day. So the first takeaway was around embracing mistakes. It was so beautiful how it was portrayed in the visual. So long story short, she showed one of the tour stops where I guess the audio just cut out, huge technical difficulty. She was on the mic and it was just Like it just the audio completely stopped working, and she walked off the stage. She strutted off of stage and went downstairs, and like in 2.2 seconds they figured it out. They were like, listen, we're going to get back on stage, we're going to come back on this beat, we're going to do an outfit change. And it's just like the way it was handled was so like playful and fun. Still, it was like, okay, someone messed up, we had technical difficulties, the tech messed up, and let's come out, let's do an outfit change, let's look cute, like let's play, let's have fun with it. It was almost like it was embrace versus, people running around like a chicken with their head cut off and it being like this huge deal and really like affecting the mood of the show. It was really just like, okay, things happen. Perfectionism doesn't exist. Things happen. So when those imperfect moments come up, instead of running from it, or instead of, cringing, or instead of letting it ruin everything that you're creating, what about just embracing it and flirting with it and having fun with it? And when you do that, sometimes the mistakes almost look intentional. It's like, wait, did she mean to do that? Or was that a mistake? Because when she popped back up with the outfit change, a part of me was like, if I was there, I would question, like, was that something cute and playful? Or was that on purpose? Or was that an accident? Like, I genuinely might not know. So I just feel like embracing the mistakes are such a huge, important part of your life journey, because mistakes are inevitable. If you are stepping into a truer version of yourself every single day, mistakes are a part of the journey. How can you learn if you don't make mistakes? It's just, that's not how it works. If you want to grow, you absolutely have the mistakes. You have to learn lessons. You have to learn from it. But instead of these moments feeling like cringe and like, let's just like have fun with it. Like, make it cute. Make the mistakes cute. That is the lesson. Make the mistakes cute. So I love that. And, they didn't have to include this as a part of the narrative, because this didn't happen often. Like, this was probably just like one or two shows that it happened at. And it could have easily been, not included in the visuals, but it was very intentional, and it was put there showing like, this is a way that you can handle like massive mistakes. Have fun with it. Make it look intentional. Like, just embrace the imperfections, because that's life. Like, art is messy. That is life. And also, quick note, I just want to let everyone know that I reopened my books for one-on-one coaching. I absolutely love working with my clients and working with people one-on-one and guiding them through potent transformation. You are your best investment. So if you want to change your life, definitely invest in yourselves. As a society, like, we are so quick to invest in everything else. We're investing our time, our energy, all of this into work, into X, Y, and Z, into this person and that person. But like, invest in yourself. You are literally your most important thing in life. So definitely do that. And if this is calling out to you, you can email me at coachingwithreema@gmail.com, and I'll also link it below. And also, of course, I have my Boundaries Masterclass course open, and I absolutely love this course. It is such a foundational course for anyone who wants to upgrade and up-level their life, because you need strong boundaries so you can attract your desires. And the way I approach boundaries in this class, I approach it from all sides, like the very practical side, the energetic side, a little bit of the spiritual side, etc., just so you have it from all bases. But the way I approach it is that you are not building walls around yourself to keep things out, but you're creating strong and healthy boundaries so that you can bring exactly what you want to you. If you want more money, if you want sisterhood, if you want play, if you want clarity, you need space for that to come in. If you have a very cluttered house, you can't bring new things in. So how do we declutter your house but also create the boundaries for you so that any and every old thing isn't just like coming into your, like your boundary house? So definitely check that out. And for anyone who does buy the Boundaries Masterclass, you do have lifetime access to this class, including any new bonus materials I put in. So I am going to put in, spoiler alert, I'm going to put in new bonus content and videos, but also like group live coaching as well. So if you do buy it in the future, when I do like group coaching with all of the participants who purchased it, like you'll have access to that as well. So super exciting, and I really highly recommend it just as a foundational class. I mean, like, this is stuff that literally should be taught in schools, or it's like very foundational skills for everyone, but I really think that it's definitely what you need if you want to upgrade your life. So yeah, definitely check it out. And then back to what we were chatting about. And then for the next, okay, so one of the next things I wrote down was enjoy the process. So I feel like this was really important, especially for women, because even when you're looking at feminine energy and when you're looking at masculine energy is very looking at the final outcome. Like, masculine energy cares about the final outcome, the final results, etc. But feminine energy is all about the flow, it's all about the journey, and it's all about who you become. It's all about who you become. It's not, yes, the final, the final goal or whatever, like, yes, that will happen, but who do you become in the process of your goals? I felt like that was so powerful. And the way this came to life in a film was they were talking about how the whole process for this tour took 4 years, I believe. Yeah, they said it took 4 years, and then they were just going like really deep into all the layers of the show and really deep into all the layers of the process, from like the stylist to the braiders, the other hairstylists, the crew, the production, like the lighting. They said something about 160 trucks. Like, it was just like very detailed and very layered. But Beyonce was talking about how this time she really cared about the process versus just the final outcome. And I was like, this is just a very powerful way of looking at life, because as women and as the community, I mean, the Alignment Academy, this is a community of women who, we're all about living our truth, expressing our truth, and stepping into these truer versions of ourselves daily, and letting it be easy and having fun, and letting it be playful while we're becoming this ideal version of ourselves. And I feel like it was just so powerful to talk about, like, who are you becoming in the process? And I feel like that's even a really great journal prompt. It's like, who are you becoming? Like, for a few seconds, or in general, can we just drop this heavy expectation on this final goal or this final outcome? And honestly, if you drop the expectations on this final outcome, I feel like you create a lot more room for God and for the mystery and for everything to play, which will probably make your final outcome so much better than you could even imagine, because you're not choking whatever it is that you want. You're not choking your desires. So release these expectations. Like, live in the, oh my gosh, what is it called? It's from the book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. It is the law of detachment, which means, long story short, this means that you are not giving up your intention. You are not giving up your desire. You're just releasing the attachment to this final this final goal, this final outcome. And when you do that, you live in this field of possibility. And when you live in this field of possibility, you have so many different ways that it can come about. It's not just you, like you're working with like the higher powers, whatever it is that you believe in. You're working with something bigger than yourself to have your goals come to you. And when you do that, your goals can also come to you like tenfold. Like maybe you thought you wanted something, but life is giving you something 10 times better. So how can you really, live in this field of possibility and really enjoy the process of who you are becoming? Yes. For the next point, I get to have it all. And this is really a core belief of mine. And I feel like it is so powerful. So I love that Beyonce touched on this as well. And she was talking about, and we all know this as well, how as women in Western society, we're taught that we have to choose. We have to choose either a family, or we have to choose a career, or we have to choose, something else, whatever it is. And if we do choose all of those things, it is like the most hard thing in the world, and it's impossible, and we're going to be drained, we're going to be burnt out, and life is going to suck, and we're going to be miserable. And I'm a little dramatic, so that's what it's giving. But that is really like what society pushes on us. And it's crazy because it's not true. It's like, who made that up? Like, who said that? Says who? Who says we can't have it all? Who says we cannot, have the most beautiful family in the world and make a lot of money and let it be easy? Like, what? It's so possible. I know so many people right now who are married. They have children. They absolutely love the work that they do. And not only do they love the work that they do, like they're doing their soul's mission, their soul's purpose. Like they are really in alignment with who they are, and they are expressing that daily. And they're making a lot of money, and it gets to be easy. And that's what it is. Like, I don't work hard. Like, what? No. The more my work is like easy and playful and feels good to me, the more money I make. And this is really my life. Like when I was working really, really hard and I was burnt out and tired, that's when I was making the least amount of money, living in New York City. Looking back, I'm like, I don't even know how I was living in New York City and not in the subway, like working that hard, making that little bit of money. So no, absolutely not. So who says we cannot have it all? Like, it's false. It's a limiting belief. Destroy that limiting belief. And if this is your first time hearing about limiting beliefs, the way that I view it, it's that you really have to look at your belief systems and if it's serving you. For example, if you know that you're burnt out and you feel stuck and unfulfilled, but you have a core belief that you have to work hard for money, you have to really become self-aware first of all and realize that you're having this belief that you have to work hard for money. And then look at that belief deeply. Like, I highly recommend journaling. I've been journaling probably every day for the past few years. And pull out that pen and paper and get to the root of that belief. Like, who taught you that belief? Did someone when you were 7 years old tell you that, and then it stuck with you forever, and now it's your core belief? And is it serving you? If you're burnt out and tired all the time, like, is it really serving you? Because if that's your belief, that's your reality. Your belief systems create your reality. But the beautiful thing is that we all have an opportunity to rewrite our belief systems. You can turn that belief system into, I make money with ease, which is one of my core belief systems. one of my core beliefs. I make money with ease. That's what it is. I literally don't work hard. Like, that's just not my vibe. And I refuse. I'm not available for it. So money comes to me with ease. And write that, like, journal it out. Journal it out, you know, get to the core of where it came from, and then write down, well, I decide that this gets to change for me, and I decide that I get to make money with ease. And then make that an affirmation and repeat that affirmation like crazy. And then you'll reprogram your subconscious mind. And before you know it, you'll have a completely new belief system. And you can do that for every area of your life: family, work, your career, your purpose, relationships. You know, I hear sometimes when I go on the social medias, I have to be really careful because I don't even like to hear it. Like, I don't even want to hear it. But you hear a lot of weird, like, relationship things, and people are like, oh, like, the men suck, the dating pool sucks. And I'm like, oh, like, I don't even want to hear that, because that's not my belief, like, at all. And it's not my reality. It's not. And people are always like a little kind of like, what? Like, that's not, those things aren't happening to you. That's not your experience. And it's like, no, like, since I've up leveled and upgraded my belief systems, that's not my reality. Like, I get to have so much fun when I date. I get to meet so many amazing people, so many, like, healthy men. So that's what my reality is. So really look at your belief systems, and if it's serving you or not, and you have the power to upgrade it whenever you want to. And you get to have it all, which is Beyonce's belief system, because that's what she said in the film. Okay. And the next point I wrote down is resourcefulness. So this was the part of the film when she was talking about Uncle Johnny made my dress that cheap spandex. She looks a mess. But no, she was talking about Uncle Johnny. And I really like this part because I did not know who Uncle Johnny was when she says that line on the song, which is probably my favorite song, I think. Yeah, that's my favorite song. And for anyone who didn't watch the film, she was talking about a family friend she called Uncle Johnny. And Uncle Johnny was basically her designer for like the 90s and the 2000s. Like, Uncle Johnny was, I'm not a stylist, like, I don't work in fashion, so I'm probably using the wrong terminology, but Uncle Johnny was like, and her mom, they were doing so many pieces by hand. She was saying, like, you know, the luxury designers back then, they weren't really messing with her. It was, you know, it was a black girl group. They all had curves and stuff. Like, the designers were like, no. Of course, now she can literally work with anybody she wants to in the world, but she, you know, she wasn't there yet back then. So they were like hand doing every little gem, every little stone, like making these really, really, really intricate, beautiful pieces, you know, by hand with just like sewing machines. And it was just like very, very scrappy and very resourceful, but very like elevated and high level. Like, they were making dresses that you could wear, you know, red carpet, like concerts, etc. But you know, it's giving the vibe like, imagine like your grandma was doing this, you know. But I'm like, wow, that's so beautiful. And being resourceful, I feel like for me is one of my superpowers. I'm so good at being resourceful where needed. And I think this was taught just like at a very young age. Growing up, you know, everybody in my family, like my neighborhood, everybody was resourceful. People had to be resourceful. You know, there wasn't like a lot of material things to go around. But I feel like when you are in that zone, like you get very, very creative because you're like, what can I do with what I have? And I feel like that is just such a beautiful concept in life because we don't need 1,000 things to create. We don't need, $10,000 worth of equipment and 8 team members and this and that. Like, no, if you want to do something, if you want to step into your purpose, if you want to step into a truer version of who you are, work with what you have and just create something. Change your life, or, get a new, whatever it is that you want, whatever your desire is, you have the resources. If you are watching this video, you're probably watching it on YouTube, and YouTube is literally like a free university. You can do so many things. And I think a lot of times when people are not being resourceful and they're layering on all of these things, I think it's really a distraction, because they're not ready to do it, or they're making excuses for themselves. They're like, no, before I start X, Y, and Z, I got to go back to school for 80 years, and then I got to go to dance class for 80 more years, and then I got to get $80,000 more dollars worth of equipment, and it's like blah, 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 and it's just like, no, you're just making excuses for yourself, because you're feeling like you're not ready to step into it. But sometimes you just got to do it. Like, just do it. Whatever it is that you desire, you're worthy of receiving it. You're worthy of creating that life. So just do it and be resourceful and work with what you have. You can literally create worlds with what you have. Women are so powerful. You can do it. That is it. These are my main takeaways. I really liked the film, but yeah, let me know if you saw the film, or like if you didn't, just let me know what are your thoughts in the comments. All right, thank you. Bye.